At Busch Gardens Tampa today. I'm filming on a GoPro, so we're gonna see how this works today. May be able to film on some rides according to their policy. I can. I'm not sure about Iron Gwazi because you have to go through a metal detector, but this is my first time to the park in about 6 months, so let's see how it is.
Join me on my first trip to Busch Gardens in quite a while, and it's not all that I wanted it to be, and you'll see why in the upcoming video. Not many of the rides were actually open, but what was open, I got some great videos on and off of for you. Now this was filmed about a month ago. It was 2 days before they announced Kumba was closing forever, so I was lucky enough to get an on-ride, night ride POV included in this, and I am excited to show that to you. So, join me on this trip to Busch Gardens. This is your passport to Busch Gardens Tampa.
First thing you see when you walk in is the Zagora Cafe, which, funny enough, is the place that was just shut down recently for health violations. So we're not going to eat there. I'm not going to recommend you eat there. But right beside that is Iron Gwazi. One of the best coasters in the entire world. Definitely the best in the park. There is no question. So they have a summer overlay here. It looks like it should be at a water park, if we're being honest. But it does look like they have some sort of beach party show at certain times of the day. I'm sure this is just on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I am here on a Friday in June. But about to ride the tallest, fastest, steepest hybrid coaster in the world. Well, maybe I am, maybe no. Inclement weather in the area, so I'm going to be waiting. They just closed. This is interesting to know though, when they have fireworks, Iron Gwazi closes early, so tonight that's an hour before the park closes and will not reopen. Funny enough, Kings Island closes a lot of coasters for their fireworks show and then they do reopen, so that's kind of interesting to see the difference there. Different company, of course. Get what you want, but they do have shows today, and they have Cirque Electric, which is always a good show. They change it up a little bit every year. I'm gonna go check that out. It's an indoor show, so it should be running no problem, and it starts in about half an hour. On the way back though, they do allow drinks in their theater, so this Tap Spring Room is actually one of the best places in any theme park for a good beer selection and some light air conditioning on the inside. Let's see what this is. Past member landings. They had this last time I was here, but I don't remember what was in it. Okay, so it's a place for AC and free water. Wow, not even bottled water. Can't make that up. What a great perk for your pass, huh? At SeaWorld, at least they give you, same company, at least they give you some Coke. But whatevs. This park is very pretty. It's not as pretty as Busch Gardens Williamsburg, which, if you're watching this, I have posted my trip to Busch Gardens Williamsburg from about a week ago. That one's so much nicer. But this part of the park especially is really nice. The animals, I think they take good care of the animals. I've known some people in the zoo program. I think that's the one place they actually care. Coasters, we'll see. Hoping for a better experience today. Last time I came, half the stuff was closed. But anyway, like I said, even in the rain, at least we got the shows of this park, which this park has quite a few of them. no more log flume here, no more Stanley Falls. Log flume is one of the original attractions here. Unfortunately, they had to take it out, but fortunately, that means something better is probably coming. It does look like Falcon's Flight might be running today, but it's stuck up there at the top. I don't know if that's because of the weather or because it's not running today. But hopefully this new area is open today. That is my hope. Because the bad thing about Busch Gardens Tampa is that there are no indoor rides, which means all the rides shut down when there's some lightning. A good thing about inclement weather is the animals get more active. Alright, so this is the new area. It was not open last time I came. I think it opened about 3 months ago. So it's called Wild Oasis. It is a mostly kids area, but I know they have some animal stuff as well. Really cool sculptures. Nice and colorful. Also a fairly new South American restaurant over there that's been open since a little bit before this opened. Huge play area. A huge play area. You have to be under 42 inches to play unless you are with kids. They do have the treetop drop, which I think this was here before, but it's like a miniature kids drop tower. So that's pretty cool. A nice little step up for thrills. I like the theming around it as well. I would say overall, it's extremely good theming in this area. And it looks like it would be fun if you're a kid for this play sculpture. And they have giant anteaters and capybaras. So a couple new animals, which is not something we've seen in a while at Busch Gardens. Plus they have some birds in here as well. I can see they have a conure and a toucan. So they used to have toucans over by Sesame Street World. I'm assuming this is why they took down that area. Maybe they put it up over here. Oh, there's a big old bird too. Hornbill of some sort. There's a few other signs around for what it might be. Don't see any land dwellers here though. This is kind of cool for the capybaras. They have a underground or underwater viewing area for pretty much only for kids. You gotta get really low for that. It's probably 3-foot clearance. Or you can come up and view them, where you can actually see them up here, along with some lemurs. Yeah, it's a cool zoo area. Actually really cool. Better than I expected. Again, weather cooled down the area a bit, so animals are nice and active. And unfortunately it is just for kids, but there are overhead viewing areas up there as well, so that you can see them from up high. Very cute. Not gonna lie, even as an adult, it seems fun to kind of climb up to this area so you can see different angles of the animals. And I mean, it just looks like fun play structures, honestly. They've got little interactive things as well. Splash pads that are not working. I wonder if that's because of the inclement weather. Probably, because even some of the play area temporarily closed. But yeah, they've got some educational stuff around here as well. It feels like a true zoo exhibit, which I think is good because this park is half zoo. Price check, I would consider it pretty crazy high. $10.59 for just a chicken sandwich, $7 for a fry or $10 for a milkshake, $5 for a cookie, $6.50 for a soft drink. Kind of insane prices. But hey, they're friendly like they always are at that place. This whole Jungala area is really focused more on animals than anything, which is fine. One cool thing to do here that they also do at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, if you buy something, they will package it up, send it to the front of the park. You don't have to carry it around all day. And this shows the attention to detail that the Busch Company used to have. Such cool places for like animal viewing. Well, this is a new ride, the Jungala Express. Only for little kids. It's like a little train ride. They moved Busch Flyers from somewhere else. I don't remember where that used to be. Unfortunately, the river rapids are closed all day today, which is kind of surprising, seeing that it is a real feel of 104 degrees before the rain came through. So kind of disappointing that they have that closed on a whole Friday in the summer. They are doing a good job keeping the park looking nice right now, though, I will say that. And again, sorry there's been no rides yet. Like I said, had inclement weather the whole trip so far. I've been here a little over an hour and nothing has opened yet. So if you don't like the animals, skip this part and just go to that. Eventually I will get to rides, I promise. But they have this very nice tiger trail. I think this is on par with what Animal Kingdom has realistically for animal viewing. And then of course there's the train ride that goes through here too, the Serengeti Express, where you can see tons of African animals out on a train safari. And that's free, it's included with your mission. Actually can get you from one side of the park to the other. But there are quite a bit of animals here. Can't see the tigers right now though. Another missing ride is Scorpion, which is right past that hill. That hill's part of the elephant exhibit. So we'll see if there's any progress there. I don't think there is though. I don't think there's been anything announced yet for what's going to eventually go there. Another kids area to view tigers. There we go. Congo train station also will not be open today. And Kumba, which just opened from a long renovation, both opened an hour late today and is closing an hour early. And apparently we're in Europe because with our fountain water, there is no ice at the fountain drink machine, which, I mean, honestly, it's not the first time that's happened to me at Busch Gardens. It's just one of those things. I always come in here with such positive expectations, and I really need to lower them. Like every time I come, I need to lower my expectations here. The rides here are really good. The shows here are really good. The atmosphere is good. The operations here are probably the worst of any major theme park in the world. And if you're wondering, the water tastes bad. Tastes like sulfur. Friday in the summer and we have closed restaurants. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's disappointing. Got the replacement for Sand Serpent, Phoenix Rising. This one's a solid family coaster. The problem is they only have one train for it, so those wait times can get long. But yeah, not a bad coaster at all. The thing they've added kind of recently is free sunscreen throughout the park, which is actually really nice. Even the carousel is closed for weather. So yeah, the prices here are still pretty crazy. This is probably the best deal. You can get a pizza pretzel for $14, but if you want sauce, just a marinara sauce is $2.50. It's just, come on, man. A pretzel $12, but it doesn't come with cheese. And Falcon's Fury, in fact, is not opening today, and it's not just closed for weather. It is closed for essential maintenance. Oof. This too. Hey, look, another closure. Parts of the edge of Africa are closed for enhancement. So that's animal stuff that's closed. And they close it right here. So you can't get to any of the animal exhibits back here, actually. So that's all. I mean, that's the hippos, the, I can't remember everything back there. The prairie dogs, like a lot of exhibits back there. Rhinos. You can see the gazelles kind of over here. That's kind of crazy. Kind of lame when there's nothing else open in the park right now. You've got to be freaking kidding me. I walked all the way around the park because I was like, okay, I hear rides, they're testing, so they're going to open soon. I come over to Cheetah Hunt so I don't have to wait forever in line. Not operating today. We'll be launching again after the attractions refresh. So that's 4 rides that aren't open today, I think. And a whole half of their animals. So, wow. I did not expect it to be this rough today. Even their fans not working, come on. But, I guess they do have free beer today, so I guess that's the cure to everything, huh? What kind of hell is this? You have to put in your own order while the cashier just watches you, and I don't know. That's, and then of course the Busch Bucks don't work on those machines, so then you'd have to cancel your order and go through that. I don't know Busch Gardens. Go see what the free beer of the day is. I know it's different every time I come. Hello. Oh, you have a good choice of different beers. Interesting. So they are running trains with people on them finally. I just gotta find a ride that's open, which apparently Cobra's Curse is. I do like coming out here on this Serengeti patio though, and watching the giraffes and the zebras. They are building something interesting over there though, so I can kind of see why the pathway's closed, but I feel like there's a way they could have done it without closing so much of the path and creating a new dead end of the park, but I'm trying to find stuff not to whine about right now. So I see Montu running, I see Cobra's Curse running. Let's see if we can get a video on ride. And we have yet another ride that closes before the park. This one closes an hour before even the fireworks. At 8 p.m. when the park closes at 10. Why? Because Busch Gardens. But the good news is I finally get to ride something. That is always the best part of the day. It does look like they're going 1 train ops, which they have been for like a year on this ride, I think. The lines are still not usually very long at all on Montu, which is nice. But yeah, excited. No single rider line, or I would be on this one or the next one. The operational issues here are something on another level. 2.5 hours into my day, I finally got on a ride. Finally. And I say finally because that ride's line shouldn't have been that long. They were actually running 2 trains, I'll give them that. But then one of the trains stopped working and they had to unload everybody and it turned into a whole thing. So probably delayed it by about 10 minutes. Probably ended up being about a 30-minute wait, which, I mean, it's not the worst, but for that ride on a slow day, not the best either. Let's see what the line's like at Cobra's Curse. Well, it says 40 minutes, so maybe I'll come back to this one. Decent ride, not worth that. So I actually find Cheetah Hunt to be one of the more underrated coasters. But, you know, can't do it today because it's closed. Okay, so I'm doing this in 2 completely separate halves this time because the first half was a bust. So if you didn't see it, watch it because it does explain a lot about Busch Gardens and about their operations. I put in some of their shows, Cirque Electric, also some scenery and some animals, but unfortunately I couldn't ride anything because everything was closed for the first 3 hours I was here today, even though there was no rain, no lightning in the visible area. I know it's for safety, whatever. But on my way to this side of the park, let's see if we can get on. Funny story over here. This fence didn't used to be here. The little one was. The little black fence was here, but the big beige fence was not there until some, I'm gonna use the word, retard decided to jump over the fence. And I say that because I don't think he was mentally handicapped. He just wanted to do something to be cool and jump in and be one with the alligators. So now we have to have these prohibido a paso signs and unclear views inside. But the alligators look happy. I think alligators are probably the most content animals in the entire kingdom. I mean, he's actually moving. That's rare. Oh, look at this. It's such an eyesore. All because of one dumbass. So you have to pay $4 to rent a locker at Gwazi now. And they have a metal detector. So yeah, they're closing this ride at 7:43 today. I was literally the last person allowed into the locker area for the line because they're closing at 7:43, even though on their sign it says it closes an hour before fireworks. So another operational issue. I'll be the last on the last ride of the day though. But yeah, so they charge $4 for lockers, and you have metal detectors that are required to go through. So if you're here by yourself, you have no choice. I even said, hey, I'm just gonna put my stuff on the side. I'll take the risk because I'm the last one. She said if I do that, someone will come by and take my stuff and take it to Lost and Found. The rumor was that wasn't a thing anymore, and I don't know where that came from. Really annoying. I mean, it basically makes this a $4 upcharge attraction. Every other park in Florida, if it requires lockers, you get a free locker. Man, I don't know if you can tell, but I came here in a really good mood, and it's just been like, at best. But Iron Gwazi's here to cure me, and it better do that. That's all I'm saying. Because I know there's going to be rides I can't get on because of these stupid fireworks tonight. But Iron Gwazi's going to cure me. This looking like a 20 to 30 minute wait. It flows off the front row and the back row. So I'll get a different row. I find this to be hilarious. They took off the TVs that show how long it's taken to load because it was so embarrassing. That was topping out every time. But I gotta say, today they're running at a pretty decent speed, but I think it's because they're trying to beat out this time that they're supposed to beat out before the fireworks start. Well, let's see. It's gonna be a fun ride. classic coaster. I got to say, it's worth all the hassle to get on that ride. It really is. I can't get any off-ride footage because I got on the last ride of the day. And I got a double ride, which was awesome. Because it was like an uneven amount of people in line right before they closed. So I can appreciate that. Also, someone was nice enough, since I was the last person, he said since I was the last one, I got a free locker, which I can't believe they're charging people for lockers on a ride that has mandatory loose article policies. You can't even bring on a fanny pack, which is allowed on every other ride here. They also, another thing you should know, if you decide to wear flip-flops, every ride has a different policy for flip-flops at this park. On Shikra, you have to wear them, even though you're suspended. On Montu, you're not allowed to wear them because it's suspended. So, I mean, the rules here are... I'm not a rules person, I'll admit. And some of the rules here are just kind of contradictory. That's the problem I have. If you make one rule and stick with it, I'm like, okay, I can do that. But when all the rules are different at every ride, it makes it tough for me. Let's go to the back of the park and see what's open. I know Kumba closed early. Let's see what's still open. So one thing about the atmosphere here that I think they could do a little better, there's pop music playing all around. And every other United Parks park, all the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Williamsburg are playing original soundtracks. And I think that would be a lot more atmospheric for this park, especially if they played like some African drum beats or something around a park themed to Africa. And maybe go to these places and see like what kind of music do they listen to in Kenya, what kinds of music do they listen to in Egypt, and really theme it to that instead of just, I mean, you can probably hear it. It's just generic pop music. So with all the work they do to get the theming right here, I think that part could do better. I am way too late for it today, but you can go interact with kangaroos over here at Kangaloon Walkabout. It's really cool. Like sometimes you even get to pet them. You can pay extra to feed them. Really cool experience. And they have a little aviary over here. Like I said, the animal exhibits here actually are top notch. They do have a Sesame World here. They do have a little coaster back there. Grover's Boxcar Coaster, I believe is what it's called. I know it's the Grover Coaster. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable filming in those areas, so I'm not going to. But yeah, they do have a Sesame Street World. It's not nearly as themed as the SeaWorld Orlando location. It's closer to the Busch Gardens Williamsburg location. It's a cute thing for your kids to do. I mean, you can see it from the pathway. It's a cute thing for kids. It's basically like what Universal Kids Resort in Frisco, Texas decided they were going to make a theme park. And here, it's a little land that used to be the Land of Dragons. Clearly. And once you make it through the pathway of the Singing Muppets, you do come across Lorry Landing, which this place is pretty cool. It's a place where you can interact with birds, and you can pay extra to get food for them. But it's cool to walk in, see them. They do close that early to let the animals rest, which I can appreciate. We'll say this also gets closed when there is inclement weather. But it is a really cool animal attraction. All right, Stanleyville train station temporarily closed. We are right now an hour and 40 minutes before the park closes. Also, Shikra closed for the fireworks. And it does not reopen after the fireworks like Iron Gwazi. So why keep the park open an hour past fireworks? Just a question. Also, why are we closing rides at 8 if the fireworks don't start at 9? And the lines are only like 15-20 minutes. Doesn't make much sense to me. Does look like Tigris might actually be open.
Platform clear. Dispatch.
That may be short, but that is intense. That is the most intense right here. I have to say though, as I've been on a couple rides today, I think Gwazi actually is the best operations of the day, and that is saying something usually. Ooh, that was bad. I was on the coaster train for about 7 minutes while they tried to figure out if someone could wear a hat or not. I used my one-time express pass that I get with my season pass, and it still was almost half an hour for like 3 trains to go, 4. Pretty rough. I made it back to Kumba about 10 minutes before they close. Apparently they don't close early because of fireworks. They just close early because they feel like it. But as usual, it looks like a station wait or less.
And platform.
All right, no wait front row dusk ride on
Platform clear.
Kumba
Dispatch.
at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. This is a roughy but a goodie. One of the coolest parts too is that the loop goes around the lift hill. One of the best designed coasters ever. Only it operated as good. This is my first time being on it since it got refurbished though, so let's... I got to say, that was the best ride on Kumba I have ever had. I've never really genuinely liked this ride. I've always liked the intensity. I've always appreciated the layout. But this road's smooth. Whatever they did to it, yeah, I appreciate it. Because it is far better than it's ever been. I mean, I'm moving it up in my rankings. It was so good, and it's pretty low. It'll move up to my like yellow tier, my mid tier of coasters. Just because of this ride. It's a pretty ride. It's an intense ride, and now I can finally say that's a pretty good ride. I would say that's top 4 in the park. It's unfortunate that it closes before the park does, but I'm going to get one more ride on it. I do indeed get one more ride, so I'll see you on the other side. So after a back row ride on this might be better than the Hulk, and I'm not kidding. I'm kind of from the backside, but you can kind of see the drone show in the distance. I was gonna watch it and film it, but then everything was closed until like, I don't know, right before the drone show time. So I didn't feel like, you know, not riding rides today. So Phoenix Rising opens late. It doesn't open until 10:30. Oh, and we're back closed for weather. So Falcon's Fury did open, and then for whatever reason you can't ride the drop tower during fireworks either. That's a new one because that's not in the blast zone of the fireworks. So I guess we'll just watch the fireworks. Why not? I'll give them credit. It is a 15-minute fireworks show / drone show. So that's all right, but now the park's open for 45 minutes. And there's like 3 rides open. Let's see if Serengeti Flyer is open. The park's sole flat ride, not made exclusively for children. That's another thing with this park. They have one flat ride and it's new. Yeah. All right, it appears to be open and appears to be either a walk-on or a one-ride wait. So that's actually surprising.
That was much better. That part.
Oh yeah!
Look up in the air for me.
You can see the grass move.
Yeah, it's
Woohoo!
See the small.
Yeah, it's awesome. So that used to have a mild side and a wild side, and now I asked which side it was which, and they pretty much said, nah, that doesn't exist anymore. Also, Falcon's Fury was just dropping, so I don't know if that was like a test run, or if the sign light, I don't know. I don't know anything with this park. And this is a company I worked for, and I didn't like working for them either. I do like the rides here though, gotta say that. If you have made it this far, please like and subscribe, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not watching it on YouTube, at Corbin Travel, your passport to the world. If you're watching it on YouTube, go to Instagram, at Corbin. TikTok, at Corbin Travel. I am trying to build up all of them. Instagram is my primary platform. This one I'm hoping comes out in the wide format for YouTube. I know my other videos are kind of a little bit janky, but I'm trying here. This camera, I think, like I said, I have a new camera today, so I think this is going to make for better content for everything. So, trying to get full widescreen stuff on YouTube. Hopefully, this was the first video for that. Definitely got some on-ride footage for the first time today. Definitely happy with that. Coming up, I'm going to see if I can get one more ride in today. And after that, my final thoughts on Busch Gardens Tampa for today. Looks like Cobra's Curse and Montu are open. Montu was supposed to close early, but I'm not mad that they're open. Cobra's Curse. And it says a 10-minute wait. So hopefully that is true. Probably will be this time of night. This is one of the better themed queues in the park. It's actually one of the only themed queues in the park. By one of the, I mean the only. And that's just because this used to be a dark ride. Also, it's the only queue, I think, with a live animal. python somewhere in there. That's what I thought. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know if you can see for the glare. And they have an original soundtrack. That's what makes this ride so good. Ride isn't bad either. Oh, this is more than 10 minutes, I think. Of course, half the projection mapping is off. Still cool.
The serpent, I am the darkness, and you are now mine.
Well, that was the most off-balance ride I've ever had in such a good way. Tons of spinning on that one. Definitely a nice spinny ride on that third part. Also, all of the effects were working, so that was awesome. So, I don't know, I really liked this ride today. I like it always, but that was a good way to cap off the day. I think I am going to go see if I can get one more Matsu ride, but no need to show you that. After that, I will give you my final opinions for the day. Well, I couldn't have timed the end of the night better, to be honest, because I got the second to last ride on 3 different rides. Iron Gwazi at 8, I don't know, something at 9, I can't remember now, and then this at 10. So it's Kumba at 9, and then this at 10. All of them I got back, and nobody else was getting on the ride. So I timed that well. I did end up getting on everything that was open except for Falcon's Fury, which I timed poorly. So my final thoughts on Busch Gardens today. It gets worse every time I visit, which is unfortunate. So I really like the coaster collection. I like the entertainment collection. There's a lot of things to like here. And the theming and the overall atmosphere, other than playing Maroon 5 in an archaeological area. That just found out I can rock. That makes no sense. But I really do put this as the bottom of all the experiences I've had in theme parks in the last couple months, which includes 6 parks in Europe, includes Six Flags Over Georgia, includes Kings Island, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, a lot of parks, Universal, of course. And this was last. Even under Plopsaland, which that was last. Not because it's really a bad park, but that was just not for me. But this park, the operations were better than usual today, I'll give it that. But the management operation is what really sucks. You have kiosks in front of cashiers. You have rides that aren't operated with enough people. You have rides that just close whenever, at different times of day. You have rides that are super popular, like Cheetah Hunt, closed all day. Different animal exhibits closed, and none of this is mentioned online that I saw. And I'm a pass holder, so I get like emails and stuff. So, I don't know, if this was my local park, I'd probably be like, okay, whatever, I only drove 20 minutes to get here. I drove 2-ish hours to get here today, and each way. Was it worth it? No. Especially because I could have driven 20 minutes each way and gotten to Universal or SeaWorld, or even Fun Spot. I think Fun Spot I could have had a better day. A more successful day rather than what I had here. If I didn't stay till close here, it would have been really bad, but thankfully I was able to stay till 10. I'm glad they stayed open. I'm glad they stayed open past the fireworks, even though not everything was open. But just, I think there's so many things they can do better. Let me know what you think about Busch Gardens. Also, like and subscribe, please. And I'm also on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So find me in all those places, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. I'm Corbin. This has been your passport to Busch Gardens Tampa. This is your passport to the world.